Welcome to another episode of Estate Planning Nightmares and How to Avoid Them. This is the show which highlights the importance of estate planning and why everyone needs to do it. And of course, the unfortunate consequences of what happens far too often when people don't plan. I'm your host, John Braddock, the author of Click Here When I Die, and the founder of My Life and Wishes, The Legacy Vault, an online planning and document storage solution, which was created to make things easier for those you love. Today, I'm super excited to introduce my very special guest, Jacqueline Price. She is an international flight attendant, a certified professional notary, a licensed professional insurance agent, and an end-of-life planning consultant. Wow, she's a busy young lady.
I am.
Jacqueline is originally from Buffalo, New York, but has been a resident of New Jersey since 2016, state that I was born in. She's a dedicated advocate for estate planning. Her passion for helping people prepare their estate plans was ignited by the personal experience of losing her mother. With over 30 years of experience as a flight attendant with a major airline, Jacqueline brings a wealth of experience and caring approach to everything she does. I'll ask her a few questions about international travel in a little while. Compassion and understanding are certainly a critical component of working with people who are traveling by air. This experience is a tremendous asset in her role as a licensed insurance agent, specializing in final expense, and in helping people become thoughtfully prepared for the inevitable as an end-of-life planner. This commitment to her clients is driven by her personal experience and deep understanding of the importance of planning for the future and ensuring peace of mind for their loved ones. Welcome, Jacqueline. It's so great to see you again.
Well, thank you, John. It's nice to see you again. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Oh, you're so welcome. I appreciate it. You know, on this show, we have a lot of different people. I've had, estate planning attorneys, end-of-life planners, notaries, those kind of things. You kind of fit in a lot of the categories, but you are my first international flight attendant, which is really kind of exciting to me. So,
yeah, okay.
well, probably not for you anymore, but if I could jump on a plane and just go somewhere, across the pond tomorrow, I'd be there.
Yeah. It's being a flight attendant has and I do domestic too, mostly now international, but it has afforded me a really nice living. And I've seen a lot of the world. I haven't been everywhere, but I've seen a lot of the world and met a lot of wonderful people from around the world. So it has its benefits.
That's awesome. I'm going to jump into that a little while because it just intrigues me. So, anyway, Jacqueline, as our audience knows, I love to talk about passion, the why behind people, do what they do, what gets them up in the morning. And of course, you've been an international flight attendant for, 30 years. But
Mhm.
why have you built a business surrounding end-of-life planning while you're still so busy with travel?
Mhm. Well, my dad passed away in 2011, and everything went very smoothly. He and my mom have, well, they bought, I guess, their mausoleum, I guess their place in mausoleums or whatever, right?
Yeah, vault, those kind of things. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So his death went very smoothly. So after he passed away, I over the years I kept, reminding my mom, you got to get a will. You got to get a will, in case something happens to you, and explaining things to her. And you're my only child. You're my daughter. Everything goes to you. And from time to time, I would, Mom, you got to get a will. In one ear, out the other, right? So, um, I was actually on a layover in Paris, France, and I was relaxing in my room that evening. So my phone rang and the caller ID indicated that it was my mom calling. So I answered, "Hey, Mom." And it was not my mom. It was a family friend calling me with the devastating news that my mom had passed away, right? I still get a little choked up. Although it's been a couple years, I still get choked up. It's like it happened yesterday, right? And so, you hear people say, "Oh, my mind went into a tailspin." It did. I couldn't grasp reality. And um, so, I get back to the States and, got myself together and had to travel to Buffalo, right? And being an only child, I had to deal with all this by myself. There were some, friends that, hey, if you need me, I'm there, I'll come over, I'll help. But I needed to do it all by myself, right? So, another thing I want to talk about are secrets. When I talk with my clients, I always bring up secrets. If there are videos, pictures, diaries, journals that you have private information in and that you don't want people to know, get rid of them now while you're alive, because secrets do come out. And
It's funny you mentioned that, because one of the things that I say, probably far too often for the people who know me, is some secrets shouldn't be taken to the grave. On the contrary, as you're indicating, some secrets should. And we have to define what the difference is between those secrets. So go ahead with the videos. And
so my dad had paid off the home. My dad was my stepdad, but that was my dad, right? And so he bought our family home back, I think, in 1961 or 62. And he paid it off. I found all the paperwork, of course. I think it was like $3,300, not thousand, $3,300 back then. And but over the years, of course, Daddy had built on to the home, to our family home as it was today, right? And so the house had been paid off for many years. Like I said, my daddy passed away in 2011. The house was paid for. Imagine my surprise when I find out Mother had taken out a reverse mortgage. And I remember a couple years after Daddy died, she had mentioned something about a reverse mortgage, and I was telling Mom, I said, "Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that." I said, they'll try to take the house from me if it's not paid off, by the time if you pass away or something." I said, just that's not a good idea. And unbeknownst to me, she went on and did it. So I had to deal with that. And without Mother leaving a will, I couldn't sell the house. I couldn't sell her car. There's a lot of things I just could not do. Um, Shout out to Jeff Vocal and his team, my attorney and his team. I'm telling you, they were fantastic. And the realtor and her assistant, I can't think of their names yet, but I shout out to them. I had a good team, and we were able to save the house. We found buyers who were willing, they were investors, and they were willing to wait until I was designated over my mother's estate, which took about three to 4 months, because as my attorney explained to me, because of COVID, the courts were still backed up, where it would have taken a shorter time. It took longer. So everything worked out very well. And I have to say, my mother did. She left me a nice insurance policy, and I wanted to keep that, for myself. But as soon as like the funeral home, because that's what they want, where's the money? How are you going to pay for us? And so I was very fortunate that I was able to go into my own pocket. I wanted to keep that insurance gift, that policy as a gift to me. And so, oh, and here's another surprise. I thought everything had been paid off over the years for my, mom's funeral. Like I said, everything with Daddy was fine in the mausoleum, but she had only paid a small amount on it. That was another surprise. but the mausoleum was paid for. All I had to do was pay like $1,000 to have that open. But she had all this grandiose thing she wanted for her homegoing. So I was like, okay, no, we're gonna take this off, take this off, take this off, leave this one up. So I got it down. Mom had it over like $10,000. I got it down to 7705. So again, I was very fortunate that I was able to handle that myself. And I also tell people you have to keep a level head. You have to keep a level head when you're planning a funeral, because the funeral, we know the funeral directors and funeral homes, they're in it to make money. It's a business. But if you
Mhm.
don't keep a level head, they could possibly take advantage of you.
Oh,
So
you're so right. There's so much that people don't think about. I mean, as I like to say, if you think life is complicated, try death. Because you know when someone dies, I mean, far too many people think, oh well, my kids will figure it out. What they don't think of is, first of all, the expense that family will have to incur. And fortunately, your mom had life insurance policy, which helped to some degree. But when you find out that there are you know uh, debts that have to be taken care of,
medical
uh,
bill, yes,
medical bills. It may
yes,
be a little while before you get the life insurance proceeds, but the
yes,
funeral home wants to be paid by the time we put mom or dad in the ground.
that's right.
And a lot of people don't have a credit card that they can just say, all right, here, dump $11,000 onto my Discover card, right?
Yes, that's right.
And
Right.
so it's expensive. And in your case, time consuming. You're living in northern New Jersey. What's that drive up to Buffalo?
Oh, I fly.
Oh, that's right. You fly. That's right.
Yeah, because it's an 8 hour drive, so I just hop on a plane, and oh, I lost my train of thought about something. Maybe it'll come back to me. Oh, yes, yes, that's what it was. I not only had to take care of my household utilities and expenses, but also my parents' home, because remember I told you the probate process took about 3 to 4 months. And so I had to keep both homes, going. So everything worked out okay. But now, it just only made sense for me to become a licensed insurance agent because of, my company, Your Life, Your Legacy, where I help people with estate planning. This just takes it over the top. And like you said, people don't think about the other expenses. So when you have a decent end of life a final expenses policy, that can take care of all that. And like a lot of people I run into, oh, I already have insurance. I said, that's great. I commend you, because you would be surprised, not you, but I tell my clients, you would be surprised at the number of people walking around with no insurance. People can buy all kind of foolishness and stuff they don't even need, but they can't even buy a policy, because we're all going to pass away someday. Scripture tells us it is appointed unto man once to die, and then and then the judgment. So we are definitely all gonna, we all have that appointment. And so why not take care of your family, show them love, show them how much you love them by having a policy in place that's going to take care of your burial. And like I said, people say they already have insurance. I think that's great. I commend them. But, what if I were to tell you I could secure a policy for you, and whatever you have now for your family, it's for your family. The funeral home cannot take advantage of them because you have a policy in place. And
That's
I'm with Senior Life Insurance, and I'm telling you, we have this Legacy Assurance Edition. I'm telling you, it blew me away, so much so that I have my own policy with Senior Life, and it took the place of the final expense policy that I had. It just blew it out the water. So I
you
not only endorse it, but I'm a part of it, because it's a real it's a real deal that will help people. And that's what I'm all about, securing, people's, futures, because seriously, we save people between 60 and 80% off the cost of funerals. And we know how expensive funerals can be. So I am
Oh, you're
so
absolutely
delighted.
right. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
the funeral industry is, again, there's no way to really disrupt the funeral industry. It will always be there.
Well,
Just
they
depends
have to make money too. Yeah, I
on
understand.
what people do. But you're right. My background prior to starting my life in wishes back in 2016 and making a whole different shift to help more people. My background is financial services, and you talk about life insurance, and number one, life insurance is critically important. Everyone should have it, in my opinion. I mean, Bill Gates has it for a total different reason than we would have it, but it is a tool that is extremely important that people
Very
have.
important.
It's
Yes.
also important to review what you have with potentially what else could be available.
Hmm.
And words no beneficiary has ever spoken are, oh no, that's too much money,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
right.
because we really need to think about what all the expenses are that are going to be left for family and how
Yes,
they're going to be able to settle
that's right. That's right.
those
It's
expenses.
wise, very wise for people to have something in place because death is going to affect all of us. So,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. So it's your experience. Losing dad, which was much easier than losing mom, which was confusing. It was expensive. It required probate and attorneys and all kinds of things. So obviously, we know what motivated you to start your life, your legacy, and do what you do. But
Yes.
based on your journey, what are some of the common misconceptions that you hear from people about estate plan?
Oh, I don't need it. I don't have much. You know, everybody has an estate because when you pass away, you have an estate. They don't understand that. And somebody just told me the other day, oh, I don't think that far ahead. My family will figure it out. That's exactly. I said, why would you want to do that to your family? Because he has no insurance now. And I, just talked to him and explain the financial burden that could, happen. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, that's yeah, and you just hear all kind of excuses, again, oh, I have insurance already, but you can never have too much,
Right.
because the insurance that you have, I'm telling you, that funeral home, if you have like $20,000 for your family, they will provide a $20,000 funeral for you. So if
Right.
you want them, right? So why don't you have something on the side where they can't come in and touch that for your family?
Yeah. And the
Yes.
other thing too is a lot of people when they say, "Oh, I have life insurance," and they don't really understand. Maybe they have a 20-year term life policy that's
Yes,
going to stop when
yes.
they're
There's a
65.
difference. Yes. And a lot of them don't know that.
Right.
That's why they don't
And
look at their policy.
are you going to be insurable
Yes,
beyond that? And I
that's right.
know professionals like you, because I've talked to people in the past who've said, "Oh, I'm uninsurable. I can't get insurance because I've got high blood pressure, I've got this, I got that." There's always a company that's going to afford some kind of a life insurance policy for the most part to someone, even if it's just a final expense policy.
John, well, there's so many reasons why I'm a part of senior life, but our owner, he's disabled and he's a very successful man. And we insure people from age 0 to age 85, and nobody is ever turned away. You from stellar health to HIV to cancer to terminal diseases, we insure everyone. So that's why, we are compassionate. We know everybody com comes from different walks of lives and of life and have like different situations. That's why this company, I'm telling you, it blows my mind. I'm just so blessed to be a part of an organization that helps everybody.
Absolutely. And let me ask you this question about that. I know, um, so we've got listeners all across the country, right?
Mhm.
Those who are in New Jersey, are much closer to you. I don't know where you're licensed. Can you help people
Mhm.
nationally if they have?
Mhm.
It's like, oh my God, I've been thinking forever. I can't get insured. Maybe Jacqueline can help.
Yes, yes, we can. I'm insured in the state of New Jersey, but I'm about to get insured in some other states too. So as long as my license is valid here in New Jersey, I'm also able to be insured in other states. So yes, the answer to your question is yes.
And then you can certainly, if it's a state you're not currently in, you can certainly refer them to some
We
colleagues
have
of yours.
agents. Yes, yes, of
Uh,
course.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it's just so important to be prepared. It's like you say, the excuses are there. People say, oh, well, estate, that's for rich people. Well, no, I tell people, look, estate is just a fancy word for stuff. Everyone
Yes,
has stuff, so we need to plan for it. We need to make sure we're not taking secrets to the grave that we shouldn't. Like in our case, my father-in-law had a safe deposit box that only he and the bank knew he had, which took us an enormous amount of time to track down. And when we finally did, it had 752 paper shares of IBM stock in it. That's a some secret shouldn't be taken to the grave, right?
yes,
So let's make a plan, right? And help people. And I know that's exactly what you're doing with your life, your legacy, and then
yes,
being, a life insurance agent as well. So
yes,
I commend you for the hard work while you're
yes.
still flying around the globe.
Yes, yes. And like I say, I'm able to now reduce my flight hours because of my insurance business. It's just a dream come true. This is going to eventually take me into my retirement. So it's very nice. I'm at a happy point in my life. So yeah,
That's awesome. And you have a long way to go to retirement. But hey, let's shift gears from it.
very
Now,
much.
being an international flight attendant, I was really thinking about this. It's obvious that career requires a high degree of patience, understanding, empathy, because you're dealing with people from all walks of life, different situations, travel delays, frustrated, tired passengers. Um, I can only imagine that experience really has helped you in working with people on end of life and insurance matters.
For sure, or just dealing with people, period. Anytime you are in a customer service position, you're going to learn how to, well, I guess you should, learn how to deal with people instead of escalating, situations. You try to, bring it down. Or in my case, sometimes you just have to walk away. You get somebody standing there screaming at you, cursing at you, and I didn't get up this morning for you to curse at me. So let me maybe we're taught to let maybe another flying partner handle it if they don't want to talk to you or if they're being very aggressive, just walk away, because I've I'm sure everyone has seen there's so many violent incidents up in the air now. I've been a flight attendant now, well, I just entered my 34th year, and I'm telling you the changes that I've seen from when I first, started flying to now. Yeah, people are out of control. But we also meet some very nice and caring people. They bring you little gifts and, Starbucks gift cards. And I mean, we run into some very, very wonderful people from all around the world. But, there's another side of it, and it's work. We're tired too. There's a delay. I like to be home too, but, I'm here really trying to take care of you, see that you get to point A to point B safely. So we're all about flight attendants we're safety oriented. That's what we're there for in case of an emergency. And a lot of people forget that, oh, you're just a waitress in the air. No, no. We're here to get you off a burning plane if we survive. We're here to take care of emergencies if you get sick in the air. And that's another thing. People come on, they're so nasty to you sometime. And it's like, you could get ill. You could, something could happen to you. And then I have to be a first responder. And you just cursed me out. Maybe I will take care of you, but the next person might not. Oh, he just cursed me out. People will, you got to be careful. You have to be
Yeah.
careful.
Well, just let you keep
People don't
choking
think
on that. Let you keep choking
about
on that peanut. No, I'm with manure for you.
oh my goodness.
Uh,
Most of us would not do that. We would jump in and try to help, but you got to understand there are people who may feel some kind of way.
absolutely. It's so funny with all the travel that I've done. You know, I understand, it's what can I control, what can't I control? And I know I can't control that. And I
Yeah,
also know that if a flight is delayed because of storms or maintenance problems or anything else,
yeah,
it's not the flight attendant's fault. It's not the gate agent's fault. But yet
yeah,
I see people screaming at them all the time. It's like,
yeah.
seriously?
Yeah, I
You
get
know,
it. People travel for all kind of reasons. Maybe they're going to a wedding, a funeral, somebody, I've run into so many people, their mom or dad is sick, they're about to die. So, people are traveling for so many different reasons and we get it. And we try to do the best we can. So,
oh, absolutely. Well, let's make it even more fun. So for 34 years, you've been in the air. uh, internationally, not everywhere in the world, but certainly a
yeah,
lot of places.
yeah.
So, um, what are a couple of your favorite countries or cities, and why? What stands out about them?
Um, well, let's see. I could just say Israel. I really enjoy going to Israel. I don't go over there anymore because of what's going on, but it's just a beautiful country, beautiful people. The food is good. They're very active um, physical people. You see them out on the beach every day, late at night, playing volleyball, walking, running. And I just love being on the beach out there. Here's an interesting story. The war that's going on over there. I was over in Israel and we had a beautiful layover and we left that Friday night and arrived in Jersey that Saturday morning to the news that Israel had went to war. We got out just in time. We were just like praising the Lord because we could have got stuck over there. There were some crews that were stuck and had to go into the bomb shelters and everything, but we landed to the news. Israel had just shut down. We made it out. So, yeah. Yeah, so in Amsterdam, that's a fun place. That's a fun place. The people are so nice and everybody speaks English over there, so it's great. But it's a lot of fun over in Amsterdam. The people are friendly and so yeah, so those are the two that really stand out for me. I mean, I've been to Germany, I've been to will not probably go back to Paris for a long time because that's a trigger. That's a trigger from when I found out about mom's passing, you know. And
Yeah.
the Midwest is very nice. I love Chicago. I love going clothes shopping in downtown Chicago. I have to admit that.
Michigan Avenue.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely. Shout out to all our listeners in Chicago.
Hi, Chicago. Love you shopping.
Yeah.
So
When
yeah.
Michelle and I lived in Wisconsin, we used to go down to Chicago, usually about 4 times a year. We'd go
Uh-huh.
down and stay on Michigan Avenue and we'd
Good
go
food
down
too.
to Thanksgiving time and do Christmas shopping and
Mm-hmm.
just beautiful place to go that time of year. No
Mm-hmm.
question.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah.
question. Well, as we're winding down, what I'd like to do is say, how can our audience connect with you if they want to talk about insurance, if they want to talk about end of life planning, if they
Mm-hmm.
just want to find out the best place to add to their bucket list, how can
Mm-hmm.
they reach
Yes, or if any insurance agents are interested in being recruited for a wonderful company, please give me a call. May I give out my phone number and email?
you? Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, well, my name is Jacqueline Price, and my phone number is 716-430-6591. 716-430-6591. And my email is Jacqueline, Jacqueline, at life, LIFE dash legacy, LEGACY.co.
Perfect. Perfect. And what
Okay.
I will do also is I've included your contact information in the show notes, so that'll make it much easier for people to reach out to you who are interested.
Oh, thank
Jacqueline,
you so much.
I can't thank you enough for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you, and thanks for
Thank you.
sharing, your amazing journey of, of hardship and how you've transformed that into helping others. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about it.
You're welcome. And my heartfelt thanks to you, our audience, for joining us today. As always, friends, your life is your legacy. So plan ahead and make it a great day.